In this video, we will be exploring two different angle theories, alternate exterior angles versus alternate interior angles. For each theory, I will show the definition up here, and we will walk through one example together. First, alternate exterior angles are applied whenever you have a set of two parallel lines that has a transversal or a line cutting through it. The name alternate exterior angles, it tells us exactly what is happening. We are looking at angles, the measure here. We're looking at the exterior, so outside of the parallel lines. So these angles here on the outside of the parallel lines, the exterior. And we're looking at alternates. So in this example, one set of alternates would be angle 1 at the top and angle 2 at the bottom. Another set of alternates would be angle 3 at the top and angle 4 at the bottom. So again, we have angles on the exterior, the outside of a set of parallel lines, and we're looking at alternates. So based on our theory, angles 1 and angle 2 will be the same measure. So angle 1 and angle 2 are equal. Similarly, angle 3 and angle 4 will have the same measurement. So let's look at an example. Here, we have two parallel lines, AB and CD, that has a transversal line EF cutting through it. So based on our knowledge of alternate exterior angles, we're going to look at the angles on the outside of our parallel lines. We know we should be able to figure out which angles are the same and the measurement of them. So here, angle AHE, this angle, the alternate would be, on the exterior would be angle FID. And these angles should be the same. So let's look at the measurement. So we were looking at angle HAHE, and we were also looking at angle FID. So if I had a protractor, which I do, I could check the measurement of these two angles, which would fall about 65 degrees for angle AHE. When I take my protractor to FID, it should have the same measurement. I like to turn it around. It's a little bit easier to measure. FID, when you extend it, right around 65 degrees. So based on our knowledge of alternate exterior angles, these two angles have the same measurement. And that would apply here as well for angle EHB and CIF. Let's look at alternate interior angles. So similar to alternate exterior angles, we are looking at a set of parallel lines that has a transversal cutting through those two parallel lines. We're looking at angles, so the measurements here. We're looking at the interior now. So before we were looking at the outside of the parallel lines. Now we're looking inside of the parallel lines, the interior. And we are looking at alternates. So in our example here, a pair of alternates would be angle 1 and angle 2. They are alternates on other sides of the transversal. Likewise, we would have angles 3 and angle 4. They are alternates on the other side of the transversal, and they are on the inside of the parallel lines. So based on our knowledge from alternate exterior angles, we could predict that angle 1 has the same measurement as angle 2. Angle 3 is the same measurement as angle 4. And that makes sense when you look at them. They look about the same angle just by the eyeball test. But let's look at an example and use a protractor just to be sure. So here, 2 parallel lines, AB and CD, cut by a transversal EF. Based on our knowledge of alternate interior angles, we could predict that AHI should have the same measurement as HID, and that is also true for our angles here, our alternate pair CIH and IHB. So let's look at these just to test our theory to make sure it works. So this time I'll look at IHB, our green angle, and its alternate angle, CIH. I take my trusty protractor and I measure here CIH. I'll see that my angle measures right around 70 degrees. We would predict that based on our knowledge of alternate interior angles, this should be the same measurement, 70 degrees. Alternate exterior versus alternate interior angles.